Started now. So thank you for joining the software testing bootcamp. So this program is a software testing program for newbies and individuals who are interested in transitioning into software testing. So for me, I see software testing as a juicy career path, and I want each and every one of you to just taste out of this the juicy part of the career. So on this call, I have mentors that will be assisting in coaching and mentoring you all on this software testing bootcamp. It's meant to take place for 4 weeks. So basically, we'll be using Saturdays and Sundays to cover up the training. Then at the end of the training, there will be a capstone project. Then you all be shared into groups where you have an hands-on experience on a real-life application. So it's not about you engaging in this training alone, but you also have hands-on experience in this training. So I want to crave your indulgence all and to encourage you to give in all your best. So I assure you that if you put all seriousness to this training, definitely you are going to make it big in this career path. So software testing is a lucrative career path. You can get to specialize in several domains. So for software testing, you also get to meet with several people. You work with so many people. So I can tell you for sure it is an interesting career path. So before I proceed, I would like to introduce you. The first person I'd like to introduce is Mr. Ridwan. He's a software uh, professional. He has been testing for quite a number of years, and I can tell you that he has top-notch experience in the fintech industry. Please, can you unmute Mr. Ridwan? Please, let's hear your voice.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning from wherever you are. My name is Ridwan Abdulaziz. Like she mentioned, she said, I'm a quality assurance engineer. They said so, and I believe so too. You're welcome to this bootcamp. And from what uh, from what the convener has, there's a lot of package in there for you, and be sure you are with the right set of people to mentor, to guide you through this journey, even though it's free, but be sure that you are in the right hands, and all that is needed is just that seriousness, that hunger for success. And be sure that for all the questions you'll be having, somebody is out there to respond to your requests, your questions, and guide you right. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I can't put on my video currently.
Okay, no problems. Please, can you just drop reactions to make our mentor feel welcomed? Please, I need your reaction. Drop your reaction. So the second person on this call is Abiola. Abiola is also a mentor in this software testing bootcamp 1.0. So Abiola, can you just, I don't know if you are not in a noisy environment. Can you just drop a few words for us?
Okay, Adenike, thanks. Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this bootcamp section on software testing. Like Ridwan and Ike has mentioned, this is a platform for you to pick a career path. I know before now, many of you might not have heard about software testing. Some have had, some might not have had, but for the people that have not had anything about software testing before, it's a good career path, and we have a number of people in this career in the industry at the moment. It's also one of the arms of tech. I know everyone must have been hearing tech, 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 because these days what you hear is they say tech is the way. That's where the money is. Well, software testing is also one of the tech career paths, and if you give in your best to at least learn one or two, you would, and you start working on this career path, you will love it, and I'm very sure you will not want to leave it. You will not even want to trade it for any other career path. So just give in your best and be ready to take in one or two things. Please don't miss the classes. And when assignments are given, ensure they are done and submitted. Just create time, because we too, that was how we started, creating time, reading and storming on different applications across board on the internet. Lay hands on them and test. So from the class, you can easily know what is expected for you to start this journey. I wish us all the best, and I pray that at the end of the day, we are able to pick one or two things that will add value to our lives. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can you just drop reactions for Abiola? So the third person is Bashirat. I don't think she's on the call. She's also a mentor. Someone is raising their hand. I believe that should be an error. So let me give a brief introduction. Has it ever crossed your mind that there's this part of there's this part of career or an element that cuts across all industry? So you make use of this thing, you make use of it in the hospital, in the healthcare sector, in education, in crypto, in fintech, in banking, so many places. So the only thing that comes to mind is software. So wherever you are today, is inevitable that you will always have access to software. So that is what gives birth to software testing. So software is an app. It can be an application, or it could be hardware that people get to use. So why software is implemented or created is to make life easier for people. So software testing is that field that you get to make use of software. You test software just to ensure that the end users or the consumer, they get value for what they requested, for the services they paid for. So before I proceed, I would like to take you through the
That's
schedule
nice.
for our training.
Yeah,
So
you are doing it this
in
year now,
week
right?
one, sorry, someone is distracting. Can you just mute that person, Biola and Mr. Ridwan?
So Adenika, you are muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so before we proceed, I would like to take you through the software training schedule. So for this cohort, so in week 1, we'll be considering software testing fundamentals, introduction to functional testing, what is software testing, purpose of software testing, qualities of a good tester, difference between QA, QC, and testing, concept of errors, failures, defects, testing types, and principle of testing. So for this week 1, we have a class today. Then after the class, the time for tomorrow will be decided. So tomorrow's class will be taken by Mr. Ridwan. So in the week 2, we'll get to learn more about software development life cycle, software test life cycle, testing levels, software testing techniques, and test management. Then week 3, we'll take a look at test planning, testing tools, testing deliverables in week 4, test plan traceability matrix, then defect and bug reporting, and lastly, test summary report. Then the last one we have like a capstone project where we get to model an agile environment. So during the course of this training, you get to learn how to test in an agile environment and also a waterfall environment. Most times in banks, they make use of waterfall methodology. And in most fintechs and other organizations, they make use of agile. So like we earlier mentioned, I want you to put all your effort into this training. No, I can guarantee you that after 1 month, if you put in your best and you get into internships, I can just tell you that I have people around me that have this testimony that just a few months after getting into testing, they started doing well in testing, and they were earning. Maybe some of them switched and they could see that they could earn more. And one thing I want you to have at the back of your mind is you should put in your passion into this. I know most of us are interested in making money, but that shouldn't be the motive. You should put in your passion and learn every evolving technologies. Make sure you are open minded to learn. So most of people transitioning into testing are always scared about the coding part. So I'm here to tell you that in testing, yes, you can decide to be a functional tester. Most people call it manual tester or manual testing, but from my own perspective, I don't always call it manual. I either call it system tester or functional tester. So yes, we know there is a part where you don't make use of automated tools, because we have functional testing and the other part is automated testing. So in automated testing, you make use of tools, but as a functional tester, you learn the basis of testing. So why I don't mostly call it manual testing is, I think there's this news that flies around that yes, automated tester, they are more superior to manual tester. So I want to tell you that that is a wrong notion. So when you're learning functional testing that most people refer to as manual testing, you are learning the foundation of testing. Without you being equipped in functional or system testing or exploratory testing, you can never be a good automated tester. So I want you to just follow through. This is the foundation. This is all you need to make it big and be successful in software testing field. So at the end of this class, today you should have the basic understanding of software testing. You should know the importance of software testing. You should know simple concepts like QA, that's quality assurance, quality control, testing. and other software testing terminologies. So moving on, most of us, you might not be aware, software testing is what you do daily. Most times, when you just wake up in the morning, you stretch your hands, you stretch your legs, you check if your leg can still carry your weight. So that is part of software testing. So most of us will prepare recipes. So in the process of preparing recipes, you make sure that you have all the ingredients available according to specification. For instance, let me cite an example. You are trying to prepare like you are trying to prepare fried rice. So part of the ingredients that you need rice, you need curry, you need pepper, you need carrots, and all sorts. So that is part of software testing. You get a specification for what the recipe you want to prepare. Then after preparing this recipe, you taste it. If there is sufficient salt or there is not too much salt, then so that is all part of software testing. So I can convince you that yes, you do. So the software testing is what you do in your day-to-day activities. So I would like to define what software testing means. So testing is the process of evaluating a system and its components to verify and validate that they meet specified requirements. So testing isn't just about you finding bugs on the application. So as a professional tester, you are responsible for evaluating the software and to ensure that they meet specified requirements. So I'll still try to relate that to the example I cited earlier about the recipe. Or in this time, let me use something else. So you ordered for a three-piece suit. So and let me say as a groom, or so you are about to embark on your wedding ceremony. So you reach out to your tailor to get a three-piece suit for you. So as you acting as a tester, as the consumer of the product, you give this tailor a specification that I want a black suit. The tailor takes in all your measurements, and he sews the clothes, and you receive your three-piece suit. So as a consumer or as a customer, what you do is you try this three-piece suit, you try it on. So some of the things that you'll be checking, is it well fitted? Is the trouser not too tight? Is it perfect for that occasion? Does the color suit the color that you informed this tailor to prepare? So these are part of what testing is. So as a tester, you test from an end user view, and you also test from the point of a technical person. So testing is the backbone of a great software. So today, most of us have banks where we download their mobile apps, or we make use of e-commerce websites like Temu, like Jumia, and the likes. So you are a consumer when you make an order for a product on the website. So you are a consumer of that product. So you as a tester, you are not only testing from the point of being a consumer, but you are also testing as a technical user. So being a software tester, it entails these things. The first one is requirements. The second one is user expectations. And the third one is functionality. And The fourth one is optimizing the functionality of the app. So as a tester, you get to review requirements. So in an organization, so for every software application that is implemented by the development team, so as a tester, you get a requirement specification, then you review this requirement specification, you ask questions, then once the application is ready, you ensure that everything works well before you proceed to testing this application. Then while testing the application, you also check if the user's expectations are met. You check for things that are within scope, are they met? You check for things that are outside scope, are they met? Then you check all the functionality if it works as expected. Then you can, as a tester, you don't always have to take everything. If you see something that could impact, that could have negative impact on the product, you raise that with the development team and the product team in a bid to optimize the product. So let's do it this way, and no, don't you feel if we do it this way or that way, we make more revenue and our customers will be more satisfied. So this is what software testing entails. So if you have any question, please just you can just raise up your hand. Feel free to stop me, by the way, before I go into more details. If you don't understand any part of the training. So let's proceed to the next. So as a software tester, so I would like to tell you the skills that you need. You need some skill sets to be a successful software tester. So the first one is analytical skills and detailed oriented to identify issues. So as a software tester, you need to, like I mentioned, I said you'll be given a requirement specification. So also note that it's not all times that you get the requirement specification. So there are situations where you are working on a legacy or a old-fashioned application, and maybe developers, QAs, product managers has exited the organization without no proper documentation. So as a software tester, when you jump on the application, you have to explore the app. You check things. You can ask if there are artifacts like maybe issues that customers has reported. So these are all the things that you use to come up with a documentation on how to test the application. So as a software tester, so you should be able to analyze and think outside the box. So most of the times as a software tester, we are not only testing according to requirements specification, we try to test outside the box. So what if I do this? What happens? What should be expected? I want you to bear it at the back of your mind that as a software tester, if you don't have an analytical or you're not detailed oriented, so your customers out there, they will crash the application for you. So, and I know you don't want that to happen. You want to be the first to get hold of every issue before the application gets to the hands of your consumers. So another thing is adaptability and curiosity. So as a software tester, you really need to ask questions. Then you should be adaptable to any change. There are times when we are testing an application, yes, requirements will change. So you have to learn to adapt and to always ask questions whenever there are changes. So as a software, as a software tester, we don't just take everything that the product team brings our way. We are always meant to ask questions in order to make the application better. So another thing is effective communication skills. So as a software tester, you should know how to communicate with the members of the team, both verbal and written. There are situations where you as a software tester or as a QA engineer, you have back and forth with your developer, with your project manager, with your scrum master, with your business analyst. But you must have the skills, you must have good communication skills, either verbal or written. So whenever there are issues, you should learn to manage the situation and to communicate well to people across cross-functional teams or within your team. So this is another skill that makes you a successful software tester. So another thing is technical competence. So as a software tester, it's not all about just clicking buttons or you testing APIs to see um, response body response messages and the likes. So you must have a technical you must have a technical view of what the app is doing. So this also points us back to you being curious. So you should ask questions. If there are if you don't understand the product, you should try to meet up with people, meet up with products, or it could be developers that has been in the system before you join the organization. So because you need that technical skill set to be able to test the app and break the app and report all experiences on the app to the development team and to also improve the app. So you must have the required technical skill set. So another one is problem solving skills. So as a software tester, you should be able to diagnose the root cause of issues. So for instance, when you are testing a web application or a mobile application, so you should be able to separate concerns. Maybe if this issue relates to the front end or the back end. So you should be able to spot out where the issue is coming from. So that also boils out to you reporting. When you report your bug in your bug reporting, you should be able to give a concise and a good bug report, so which will enhance resolution of defects on application. So the last one and the most important one is passion. You must have passion. So if it's all about money, I think you won't be able to sustain this career path. You must have passion for testing application, for helping people. So in short, I see software testing so as a career path where you get to help people. So what are we doing? We are helping the organization to ship out high quality driven application. In other words, we are helping the organization to have a good image, and out there we are making our customers to have a good view of the organization. So it's very important that you have passion for software testing. So let's move on to the next uh, slide. So the purpose of testing, what's the purpose of testing? So why is testing so important? So let me cite an example of your mobile app. Maybe you are using a GTB or a First Bank or a Fidelity mobile app. So as a customer of the bank, so you don't want to transact on your mobile app. Let me see, for instance, maybe you try to send 5,000 to somebody and let's say by mistake there were some technical issues, 50K end up leaving your account. I know as a customer of the bank, you will not be happy about this at all. And I know most people might go to all the social media and make noise about this anomaly. So testing is very important. Number one is important to ensure a reliable, functional, and secured application. So you are a customer of First Bank or GTB Bank, so you want to go all out there, and that, yes, you know, the bank is a reliable bank. You can save in your money in the bank. Your money or your funds are well secured, and the app is functional at any time of the day whenever you want to make transaction on the app. So it is important that testing is important to ensure that the software application is functional, reliable, and secured. So another thing why testing is important is testing identify issues before they get to the end users to avoid costly defects, system failures, and poor user experience. So testing is very important because as an end user of an app, or I don't want to get onto the app and see that I don't have a good user experience. For instance, I'm trying to register let me try to use another example. Maybe I'm trying to register to an e-commerce website. So I want to place an order. So I don't want to get to the app while I need to deliver a gift to a loved one. I don't want to get to the app. And maybe today is the person's birthday and I need to deliver a gift item to the person using an e-commerce application. So I don't want to get to this app and see that while I'm trying to check out on the app, I keep getting an error. So testing is very important to identify issues. So as a tester, we are embodied with a responsibility to uncover these defects, to uncover these issues before it gets to the hand of the end user. So another thing is testing is important to improve the quality of the software. So as a tester, yes, we have deployed an application to our end users. So whenever there are feedbacks from the customers, so as a software tester, so I want to take this feedback in to our sprint, and we'll deliberate on how to make the customer have a better experience. So testing is important to improve the quality of the app. So it's quite very important for us to test so as to improve the quality of the app. If testing is not carried on the app, there's no how we can improve the quality. So it's always advisable that whenever you develop something or you build something, you get a third party to check the app if it's work as expected, if it is intuitive enough. So that's why we come in as a software tester. Yes, a developer has developed the app. So the developer is the one that developed the app. Though it can carry out a unit, there's something they call unit testing. It can carry out a test on different components of what he has developed, but he can never test from a user's perspective. So that's why as a tester, we need to test to improve the quality of the app by giving the product team feedback on how best this application can be optimized. So the last one is risk mitigation. So we want to mitigate risk at all costs, because there's a saying that when an application, when you uncover a defect on production, it is way more costlier to it's very costly to use it for you to mitigate the risk at that point. But if that issue has been identified during the phase of testing, yes, you can still try to manage the situation. There has been exposure. If you check history, there has been several exposure where some companies has lost funds just because applications were not properly tested, and because let me say the software testing team were pressured to take the application to production without proper testing. So as a software tester, so it is important that you carry out your duties by testing the app in order to mitigate risk. So I'll go ahead to what quality assurance and testing means. So you could see that we use these words interchangeably: quality assurance and software testing. I know most people might say, no, I'm not a software tester. I'm a quality assurance tester. I am this and that. So I just see this as, let me say, just use of words. You are just varying use of words. The most important thing, what we are doing is that we are testing the application. So everything sits on the bucket of quality assurance and software testing. So quality assurance testing are related to one another. So quality assurance covers a broader process. So quality assurance is that process or set of standard and protocol for you to ensure that an application meets a requirement specification and works as expected. So testing is just evaluating. At testing is the point where you evaluate this application and see if it meets the standard that you have specified before inception of the project. So in my first definition of software testing, I mentioned something about verify and validate. Testing is you verifying and validating the application. So I would like to define what verification and validation means. So verification is you like ascertaining that an application meets the specified specified checklist, while validation is this application has been implemented. So let's put it in the intended area of usage. Does it work as expected? So I would like to cite a short example. So for instance, you speak with your furniture. Is it furniture they call it? Yes. So you or your carpenter to build to make a chair for you. So there are specifications like, yes, I want a brown tone chair. Yes, everyone knows that for a chair, yes, it should have 4 legs. Yes, then it should have a resting panel at the back where you can rest. So while you speaking to the furniture or the carpenter, you are telling him, yes, I want a chair. So everybody knows that a chair should have 4 legs. Yes, yes, the chair is ready. You paid for the chair and you have it in your house. So as a software tester, yes, you are verifying. Yes, you when he presents you that chair, yes, you are verifying that everyone could see, everyone around can notice that this is a chair, it has 4 legs. So as an end user or a tester or the customer, so this chair, the next thing you will do to validate, when you want to validate, you sit on the chair and see if this chair can carry your weight. When you sit on the chair, is it well balanced, or you fall off from the chair? So that is what validating is. So you are ready to make use of the chair. Does this chair perform the intended use? Yes, it meets the specified specification for it. But are you able to make use of the chair? Can you sit on the chair without balance? If two people sit on the chair, is the chair still stable? So this is what we refer to as validate or validation rather. So and I want you to remember that testing is everyone's responsibility. So what do I mean by testing is everyone's responsibility? So in a team, we have the product manager, we have the developer, we have some teams, we have scrum masters. In some teams, there are business analysts, project manager. It all depends on the structure that is being used in that organization. So testing does not start only when the application is ready to be tested. There are times when, especially when you are using agile methodology, so there are always review meetings, inspection meetings for the product. So at the inception of the project, you have a documentation, specification written for this project. So at that point, as a software tester, as a developer, as a product manager, as a business tester, you start analyzing the requirements. Does this requirement actually make sense? If we implement it this way, I hope there will be no exposure at any point. So that's what I mean by testing is everyone's responsibility. So testing, it's you need the cooperation of all the members of the team. So it shouldn't be the tester's responsibility. However, as a software tester, you are the gatekeeper. So the testing responsibility rely mostly on you. So the process of designing tests early in life cycle, it can prevent defects. Sometimes we say we'll verify test basis via test design. So test basis is just a requirement specification. Yes, I want to implement an app for 50 students, or let's say 100 students. So I want the students to register. Let's say it's an app that trains students on how to improve on their mathematical skills. So the app is designed, there are specifications that students or pupils should be able to register and log in. So as a software tester, while they are drafting the requirement, you are around. Whenever they state this specification, yes, they have stated that you should register. So as a tester, you are you are performing static testing on the requirement to see that does this specification in the requirements actually make sense. So if you say they should log in on the app, as a tester, you have to check if I can log in without registering on the app. So that's where you come in. So test basis is that requirement. So moving on. So please, I don't know if you have any, someone is raising their hand. Festus, you can unmute.
Can you really differentiate between that quality assurance and testing? Can you differentiate clearly? Key
Okay.
points. Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so like I said, quality assurance is a set of protocols or standards that is being used to develop a software application. So software and quality assurance is those protocols that you define. So for instance, before an application is implemented, there should be some things, sorry, there should be some things put in place. For instance, there should be a code review for the code base of the developer. There should be a code review. There's something we call entry criteria, that all entry criteria are met. For instance, the code has been reviewed, then the application test URL is available, is accessible, is stable. So this is part of quality assurance. So you set some standard before you proceed to testing. So testing is when you now get hold of the software, you start testing, you start evaluating everything that is stated in the requirement specification. Yes, you want to log in, you want to sign up. So as an end user, can you actually sign up? Can you log in? If you are not signed up, can you log in? If you log in with invalid credentials, does this application accept you as a user? When you don't have, when you are not authorized to log in other words, you have not signed up or registered, are there some user-friendly or human-readable errors that is being displayed on the app to point you that, yes, this is wrong? While you are testing, you are checking if the errors that is being returned, are they errors that will not cause exposure? So for instance, most applications, when you try to log in with invalid password, you get an error message that username or password, incorrect username or password. So if you put invalid username and you get an error that your username is invalid, so that means you are trying to expose the app. So an hacker can come into the app and do all sort of attack and get into the app. So that is just the difference between quality assurance and testing. I don't know if that has done justice to your
So
question.
what you said is they are like guidelines. Quality assurance are like guidelines before you actually
Yes.
conduct your testing. That means you are reviewing the code that you use to test. Is that right?
Ye-
Or it is used to check applications that is used to test. Which one?
Okay, quality assurance is the guideline, is a process.
Okay.
Let me just say, is a process that you
For test.
take note of before you kickstart your testing. So
Okay.
quality
So what
assurance
are,
is process
so what are
oriented.
those so what are those guidelines? What are those processes?
Okay, so like
Can
I
you hear me?
cited initially. Hello, are you done? Can I go ahead?
Yes. I said what are those guidelines? What are those protocols? You say you understand what I said.
Yes, yes. Okay, so like I said initially, so the protocols, it all depends on the organization. So for some organizations that I've worked on, so part of the quality uh, assurance process and standard is, as a software tester, before you pick up any application to test, code review should have been done. In other words, when the developer finishes implementing his code, a superior should have reviewed the code and guaranteed that, yes, this code is fine. Then it's good to go into production. So another thing that is part of the checklist, yes, the requirements, the functional requirement. There is something we call functional requirements. Some organization call it functional requirements. Some call it business requirements. So that functional requirement should have been approved. It should have been approved by the IT team or the product team. So because as a software tester in an organization, you don't want to go into testing an application that has not been approved by the team. So then another one is to ensure that the application is stable. Because before you pick up any project, as a software tester, you have to give, in some organizations, you have to give like a project timeline. Let's say you have reviewed the documentation, the functional requirement documentation, and you can see that you finish this testing this application in 4 days. So once the quality assurance standard has been satisfied, which is which means you checking if this application is stable enough. Because if you jump on the project and you start testing, and let's say for 3 days there is downtime, you cannot access the application. On the 4th day, your business team or your quality assurance manager or the development team or product team, they might come up to you and request that you produce the application. But if you have followed the right standard, the quality assurance standard and set protocol, you won't be in such situation where you are not able to deliver when the test URL in question is not stable and you've not been able to test the application. So this is this quality assurance standard for each organization is different, although it is similar in some organizations. So quality assurance, like I said, are those set standard and protocol you have to obey before you start testing. So I don't know if you are fine by my explanation.
Yes, I get your explanation. And I want to
All
ask
right.
is quality assurance not similar to verification?
Is it not
Like,
similar
it's
to
similar.
verification?
Verification. Yes. Is there similarities between?
Yes, you can say it's similar to verification. So because you've not started testing, you are just verifying, checking that this checklist is marked, this is marked, this is marked. So
If it's good,
validation is the actual testing.
if it's functional and if it's stable, you are checking based on feasibility. Am I right?
Sorry, I can't hear you well.
I said you are checking based on functionality.
By checklist, I didn't get you.
I said you are checking if it's functional and feasibility. You didn't get.
Sorry, I don't know if it's only me that I cannot really hear him.
I said
Where
quality
you
assurance.
are is noisy. It's like you're in a vehicle. Where you are is noisy. We barely can hear you. You can
Okay.
drop your question via chat.
Okay. No worry.
Okay, thank you. I think Remedios, is it Remedios?
Yes, good
Okay,
afternoon.
good afternoon.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask a question. Um, you already spoke about quality assurance, right? So I want to know the difference between quality assurance and then quality control.
Okay, thank you for that question. All right, I think I have it in the slide here. Okay, so quality assurance is process-focused approach, and quality control is product-focused approach that detects defects through testing. So quality control and testing, while you are testing, you are actually doing quality control. So in some organization, we have a team that takes hold of quality control. So most of the time, at the time, I think they call them I think they call them is it I can't remember the actual name. So okay, yeah, I think I can remember now. So in one of the organizations that I've worked, also they called them like the UAT team. So there's another there is a part of another part of testing called user acceptance test. So we'll still get to that during the course of this training. So after you have completed your first level test, which is system test, so there is another team that is quality control. So they also perform a second level check. So like I initially said, quality assurance are those set of standards that you put in place. Why quality control is you testing to see that there are no defects. After following all the quality standards and protocol, you are now actually testing the product to see if no defects has been introduced. So you do that through inspection. So for quality control, you are like, is the final stage of testing. Yes, quality assurance has been applied, testing has been done uh, by system tester. So there is still another part, which is quality control. So they are like gateway, like, yes, we are about to take this application across to our customers. So let's do the final check to see if our consumers are going to either accept or reject this product. So we are performing a second level of test that everything is fine. There is no security exposure. The application is reliable. When we deploy it out, the application won't crash over a period of time. So that is just what quality control means. So it is product focused, while quality assurance is process focused. So it's like a second in most banking organization. Quality control is a team that perform a second level test on what a system tester, a functional tester has tested initially. So that's just the difference.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. So now, is it safe to say, just the way you said quality assurance is verification, right? So you're checking if you're checking the products, right? You're checking the products and something like that. So is it now safe to say that quality control is validation if we are building the right product?
Yes,
Is
yes.
that what it
It's
means?
perfect. Yes, yes, it
Okay,
is.
okay.
All right. And Silas, you can go ahead. Silas, you can go ahead. Mr. Ridwan, please, I want you to attend to what's her name? Silas' question. Hello, Silas, you can go ahead.
All right. I have little knowledge concerning software testing and all, and I know we have a lot of questions here. But one thing I can assure all of us, I know you are trying to introduce um, most people to a testing field or quality assurance testing, depending on the language they've heard about this before. There are a lot of questions, and like the word imply, quality assurance in terms of production. But in this case, you're talking about softwares, device, physical device, and all that. And I know your questions are valid, you know, but it's still best we just keep calm, try to understand what she's trying to say, because most of data is very expensive, and I would like you to just get to the point. Thank you.
All right, Silas, thank you for your feedback. Mr. Ridwan, you're raising your hand. I think you can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to add some points to what you mentioned about quality assurance, quality control, and testing. So, you see, there are these terms that we use in, they are more of jargon within software testing, the verification, validation, quality control, quality assurance, software testing. So, if from what Adenike was mentioning, right? She was trying to tell us about the principles of testing, and one of the things that comes in mind that's also part of it is that testing is context dependent. She was mentioning it, right? That the way it works in fintech A and the way it works in fintech B might not be the same way, right? So that's where, she's mentioning quality assurance as a process. That particular keyword, process, is very key. So let me try to buttress it in a real world scenario. So I'm also in more of due to what Silas mentioned, right? Some of these things, I know we have a lot of curiosity and we want to quench those curiosity by a whole lot of questions. But some of these things would actually still come in the subsequent classes. So now, in an organization, right, I want to assume some of us have not had to, we are new to tech. We've never worked in a tech firm and stuff. So today, I would take our banking app as an example. You see that banking app, before that banking app comes out to you as a finished product, there are some things that happen at the background. Some of these things that have happened at the background, we have people that are called product owners. This product owner is like the person who say that this product is my baby. This banking app is my baby. The success and the failure of this banking app is on my head. And some people call them product sponsors, right? You have this product owner. You as the software tester, you're also there. You have the back end engineers, you have the mobile engineer, you have different engineers, you have the DevOps guy, and all of it. So every one of you, you are contributing to make what work, make that banking app to work, right? So within the engineering team, before we say, okay, this product is available for you to test and all of that, he was mentioning things around agile environments and waterfall. In the course of the classes, because she mentioned that there will be a capstone project, right? Some of these things you see how they work in the real world scenario. So you have a product. So the engineers, everybody, the QA or the software tester, you are also in this meeting. We've agreed that we want to build a transfer service. I don't want to take the full banking app now. I want us to just talk about transfer service. We want to be able to transfer within the bank and outside the bank, just that module only. So now within the organization, we've agreed that when we have a product like this, the what's it called? The product owner writes a user story that this is what I want the app to do, this is what I want the service to do, and all of that. Then he sells this idea to the engineering manager. The engineering manager looks out for the skill set of the engineers within his team and assign tasks to them. This product goes to the board, they start moving the tickets. So all of this thing that is happening within that organization, how the engineering manager is assigning this task, when the engineers work on each of the tickets, they move it to different stages, code review, and all of those things. Right. This is a process. So when you say quality assurance, you are not just testing the product, you are ensuring that the whole of this process are being followed. And she mentioned something around the quality control where we mentioned about the product. So our product itself, right? We are discussing our banking app today. Before this banking app comes out to you, before it comes to you, who is just a consumer, a customer, there are people within the bank that have access to testing this product. Most times we call them beta testers. Even on your, if you are an Apple user, if you're a WhatsApp user, you see things like, oh, join beta testing and the rest. So before the product is available to everybody, right, this set of beta testers have access to this product to give feedback that, oh, something is fading. If I do this, if I do that, it is not working properly. So most of these things that I'm highlighting, we are going to get deep into them in the course of the classes, right? So, but if we actually overflog while we are still discussing verification, validation, quality control, quality assurance, software testing, we might not move forward. And some of these things that are in stock, that are still in the cooler, before you know it, those food that are in the cooler will start getting spoiled. So let's just have a calm. We are actually going to get there and demystify all of these terms and terminologies. So that's just the brief I have to say.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ritwan. Okay, so let's just move on. At the end of the class, we'll try to entertain other questions. So as a QA engineer, you should be able to work with requirements and without requirements. But in a standard organization, so there's a functional requirement, business requirement, or user story that is provided. So I will still try to relate this. This is related to quality assurance. So like I said, the set of standard and protocol before you commence your testing as a software tester. So in software testing, we call it entry criteria. So there is entry criteria and exit criteria. So entry criteria are the list of things that you make sure that has been satisfied because before you start testing. So one of it is application test environment should be available. Functional requirement documentation should be signed off and approved. Then staging environment should be stable. Then the reviews between the development team, business team, QA, and the product team should have been concluded. So there should be proper sign off of the document. So let's move on to the next one. So I'll also be taking you through some terminologies that we have in testing. So the first one is root cause. So root cause is the underlying reason for an issue. Then error might be a mistake made by developer. Then defect is a flaw in the application. Failure is when the system doesn't work as expected. So in an application, so when there's an error or a mistake made by a developer, definitely that will introduce a defect into the application. So then eventually it will cause the system to fail. So this is how root cause is the underlying reason for the issue. So when the developer starts troubleshooting, you might get to the root cause of the issue. And also, as a software tester, you can also assist in the root cause analysis. So as a software tester, when you uncover defects, there is something called bug report. We'll still get there. So when you prepare a bug report, so there are some things that you specified there. For instance, you what is expected, what you're expecting as a tester or as a keyword that is stated in the requirement or document or the test basis. So when that doesn't work as expected, so you report it. So those are part of what the developer picks up to troubleshoot the issue and fix the issue while you retest. So the major work of a software tester is to ensure that this application meets quality standard. Also to ensure functionality, security, and reliability of the software. So software testing is like a preventive measure. Yes, before the application gets to the hand of the consumer. So we want to prevent this risk. We want to mitigate this risk before the application is live. So that's why your work is very vital to deploying or shipping out the right type of application. So I'll take us briefly through this should be testing. Apologies for the typo. Okay, so I'll briefly take us through the levels of testing. However, we'll still get to learn more about this. So unit testing is a level of testing in software testing. So most times unit testing is performed by the developer. So in other words, after implementing each modules of the application, the developer gets to test individual components of the application and ensure everything works well before it is now moved to the software tester that yes, the application is ready for test. You can pick it up and perform test on it. So another level of testing is integration testing. So integration testing is performed by the software tester. So for instance, there's an application, we have different modules like login, sign up, transfer, generate reports. So as a software tester, you check each of the components. Is the login module working? Is the sign up module working? Is the generate report module, is it working as expected? So you test each of the components in isolation. So that is integration testing. So then system testing. System testing, it entails you testing the entire system. So when you test the entire, all those individual components, you test it from end to end and to see if the application works according to specification or it works according to the requirements. So then the last one is acceptance testing. So acceptance testing is the testing conducted by the consumers or the end users in order to accept or reject an application. So acceptance testing is like we have had the discussion earlier. So the end user is validating the application if the application is according to specification and the application can actually perform what it's intended for. So let's move to the another part, which is Agile Scrum methodologies. So why we are doing the capstone project, yes, we will try to have a demo of an agile environment. So I will take you through the agile ceremonies that we always uh, engaging in every sprint cycle. So sprint cycle is in most organization, it could be for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but in most organizations, it actually runs for 2 weeks. So in the sprint, before the sprint, there is a meeting that always occurs at the beginning of the sprint cycle, which is sprint planning. So at the beginning of the sprint, the Scrum Master, the product manager, the QA, the developer, the UI UX designer, they all meet on a call. And also, I think, and also the business team. So a representative from the business team, they meet on a call to plan the sprint. So another one is daily stand-up. So daily stand-up is a daily meeting where team members share the progress of their sorry for sorry, apologies. Hello, sorry, I'm back. Okay. So daily stand-up meeting. So is a daily meeting where team members share the progress and report any impediments they experience. For instance, you have been assigned a task and maybe you are experiencing some downtime on the URL or that was provided by the development team, or you are basically experiencing a blocker. So in the daily stand-up, that is where you share your concerns, and the Scrum Master is available to unblock you by reaching out to the individual to provide the necessary things to make you move forward in your testing activities. So another one is sprint review. So at the end of each sprint, all the stakeholders, they gather at the end of the sprint and they show the Gantt chart of their completed work, and they also gather feedback. Then another one is product backlog grooming. So this happens before sprint planning. So this is a process of refining, clarifying, and prioritizing task items. So the team decides on which of the tasks to move to the current sprint, or to move it over to the next sprint, or to push it back to backlog because implementation is not ready, or maybe they decided to break up the task and face it for upcoming sprint. So then the last one is sprint retrospective. So it's a meeting at the end of the sprint where you reflect on what went well and what didn't go well, and how you could improve your processes. So I want you to take note of this concepts, because these are what you be going through while you work in an agile team. Also, when you attend interview sessions, these are some things that they test you on. So, and I know you want to be confident and give the right answers. So moving on, the role of a tester. So as a tester, what are you expected to do? What's your role and your responsibility? The first one is test execution. Then the other one is you estimate, you validate user story. So in agile environment, you always refer to that as user story. But in a waterfall environment, mostly banks, will refer to it as requirement specification, functional requirements, BRD, FRD. So whenever they are mentioning those acronyms, you should get familiar with it, that is the test basis that you get to work on as a software tester. Another one is designing test cases. So some people call it writing test cases, but professionally you call it test design. You design your test cases by using different scenarios. Yes, for example, you are building, let me use something that we are not really used with. Let's say you are building a dating app. So on a dating app, you want to cite scenarios like, yes, if this person, if both individuals that are planning to meet each other are in different fields, maybe somebody, so the first, the guy is in an IT field, the other person is in advertising field. So you want to write test cases to simulate scenarios. Say, what if both of them are in IT field, if both of them are in a different field entirely. So you cite different scenarios. What if both of them are in no field, they are just school leavers, they are just graduates? So those are different scenarios. So you design test cases based on diverse scenarios. So another thing that's expected of you as a tester is to identify and report defects. So whenever there is anomaly in the application, or there is a missing requirement or a missing functionality, you report it. So there's always a joke that most of QAs cracks, that whenever sometimes you report an issue and the developer comes around and tell you that, oh, that is not a bug, that is a feature. So as a software tester, you report bugs, and what you always use as the basis of your bug reporting is your functional requirements or your user story. When there is a variance from what was specified in that requirement, or when you introduce a negative dependency and there is a strange behavior of the app, you have to try to reproduce several times and ascertain that it is a valid bug. Then you can report and log on your defect reporting tool. So another one is creating software documentation. So there is this part of test plan. We are still going to discuss, maybe the second week, we have a discussion about that. So before you kickstart your testing, when you have been handed over the functional requirement document, you have to plan your test. So test plan is just a document. It's like a plan on how you want to carry out the test. Is it estimated for 3 days? What if it doesn't meet 3 days? Do you want to extend by maybe an extra day? So that is part of what what test plan does. Then the last one is to collaborate with developer. So as a software tester, you cannot run away from working with a developer. That's why, and as a software tester, you can, there will always be like back and forth between you and your developer, but you should learn to handle the situation, because it's all about the product and not about your individual differences. So I think I mentioned um, the skill set that is needed by tester earlier. So if you have all those skill sets, you'll be able to collaborate seamlessly with your developers, even when it comes to um, like providing the right feedback on the product. As a software tester, you should be able to give your honest feedback on the app. So moving on, so we will also get to learn the testing tools that will you make use of as a software tester. The first one is defect management. There are diverse tools. It all depends on what the organization is in support of. So defects management tool, there is Jira, there is Spira, there is Azure DevOps. There are countless number of defects management tools. So defect management tool is just a tool. Whenever you identify a defect on an application, is a tool where you report the defect on and you assign it to the developer that will fix the defect. So another one is test management tool. So there are, like I mentioned, there are so many test management tools. So TestRail is a tool for managing test cases. You can also use Azure DevOps for managing your test case. And you can use Spira. Spira too works well for managing test cases. Then API testing, you use Postman, you can use Swagger, you can even use K6, you can use JMeter. Some people use JMeter for API testing as well. So let's just be aware that it's not just about the tool that you use, but it's about you mastering the craft of software testing. So if you're a very good if you are a very good system tester or a functional tester, I'm so sure and confident that you really you really be good at automated testing and the use of any of these tools. These tools are just meant to make your life easy and enhance your work, and for you to like automate a repetitive task. So it's not just about tool. So it's about you learning the foundation, which is what will be taught in this training. So then some organizations make use of Excel to write their for their test documentation, like writing test cases and the likes. They make use of Excel. Then database testing, you should be aware of tools like SQL. So as a tester, when you are testing, for instance, when you work on applications that relate to initiating transactions, you have to go to the database to check if transaction actually impacts the database. Then as a QA tool, you can manipulate data to suit your preference while testing application. So then another one is web automation tool. We have Cypress, Selenium, Playwright. So I'm just introducing you to the tool, so when you hear of it, you can be familiar with it. So right now, our focus is just on making your hands solid on functional or system testing. So then performance testing, you can use cases, JMeter, mobile testing. Appium is used as an automation tool to automate repetitive tasks. Then statistical tool like sonar cube. So it's used to review code base, so to ensure that the right standard is followed. So whenever the developers design their whenever they implement an application, we want to ensure that they use the right standard. So the last one is Confluence. So some organizations, they use Confluence for documenting all their processes, from the inception of the process to when it's tested and when it's deployed to the part of getting feedback from the customer. So testing types. So I'll just mention, I want you to view, we have testing type. We have two testing types. It is divided into broad, two broad groups. We have non-functional and functional testing. So at this stage, I'll just mention, I don't want to bore you with explanation of what it means. So during the course of this training, you get familiar with what it means. Just know that there is non-functional and we have functional testing. By context and definition, functional, it means probably how, if an entity works as expected, is it really functioning? Is it working? So while non-functional, it means when you exert some dependency on the application, like load, like stress. So how does the application work? Does it still work as intended? Does it work as expected? So under non-functional, we have load test, we have performance test, we have stress test, we have usability tests, and so on. Then for functional, we have smoke tests, regression, functional test, end-to-end test, and GUI test. So then I would like to introduce you to what we call confirmation testing and regression testing. So confirmation test is also called retesting. So just by the name confirmation, you are testing to confirm if something has been fixed. While regression means you are testing all the old application, you are testing the application as a whole, and you are ensuring that that new fix that was made, that new feature that was implemented, has it not introduced a new fault into the system as a whole? So basically, this is what confirmation and regression testing means. I'm trying to rush so that we can finish in time. So jobs in software testing. So there are so many specialties in software testing. So in software testing, you can specialize in being a quality assurance analyst or a functional testing. I said manual testing is just here to make you aware. People call it manual testing, but as professionals, we should know more. You shouldn't call it manual testing. You can call it functional or system testing. So you can be a system or functional tester or a QA analyst. You can be an automation test engineer. That is when you have knowledge about a tool that requires you to learn how to code. So you can be a performance tester. You can exert load on application, exert stress on application. For instance, whenever Jumia has a Black Friday, that very day, we have so many users using the application all at once. So as a performance testing, you would have set some number of load on the system while you testing. You can either test on the real environment, and let me say you just simulate maybe like 100, 200, 1,000, 500, and see if you exert some load on the application, how does the application respond? Does the application crash when you exert it, about 2,000 users on it? So as a tester, while testing in the test environment, you'll be able to advise the business team to optimize their infrastructure in order to accommodate more than 200 users. Because if you are expecting 2,000 users, you should always give room for, let me say, over the board, like, let me say, 2,500, even if you are expecting 2,000. So as a performance testing, it is expected of you to perform all those checks. Then security tester or penetration tester. So this individuals deals with security of the app to ensure that there are no exposure on the app, that the application is secured. So hackers cannot use tails to break in the app and breaking into the company's database and be able to, let me say, so to say, to maybe impersonate individuals and steal their funds. So as a software tester, you are ensuring that this does not happen, and anything that can introduce that you would have reported that during your course of testing. Then API tester, for every application that is built out there, there's always a back end part of the application. So API is the base, is the business logic of the system. There's a video earlier that I did on API. You can always check that for what API is. Then mobile app tester. You can be a mobile app tester specializing in mobile testing. Most of us have apps that are installed on our application. So as a mobile tester, you check the application, you check for compatibility on different devices. So that's the work of a mobile app tester. Then database tester. So you can work on I actually classify database as part of backend. So as a database tester, you check the databases, you ensure that there is integrity on the data of your customers. So that's your work as that's your role as a database tester. Then game tester. So as a tester, I know there are some organizations that they pay people, like you test, when you test a game, they pay you for testing, for like for breaking records while testing the application. So as a game tester is or a game analyst, you are expected to ensure that there is no flaw that is on the app, and you report any issues on the game. You also act as a participant in the you act as a participant playing the game, and you can report all necessary issues on the app. Then another one is usability or accessibility tester, then also UAT tester. So as a UAT tester or usability testing, so you are testing in the perspective of an end user. Yes, you check the final version of the product and always speak from the mind of the end user. So most times, and in all those roles that I've analyzed, you are always testing from a UAT tester perspective. But in some organizations, they separate some testers to be usability tester. Then the last one is domain specialist QA. So in so many organizations, there are so many domains. We have the banking domain, we have the healthcare domain, we have the fintech domain. So you can be a specialist in a particular domain and provide feedback on issues on application. So as a domain expert, you have in-depth knowledge of that domain. Then you can act as their domain specialist, QA. So I think I have a quiz for you guys. So we've said much in this session today. So I would like to test your knowledge. So this question is only for let me say the beginners. So if you are experienced, please, this question is not for you. It's just pass, don't give an answer. So what's the difference between regression and confirmation testing? So I like to tell the person that there's a gift for you. If like you can just type in the chat, is fastest fingers. So the first person to drop, please, Viola and Mr. Ridwan, please, can you just take notes? So the person has a gift if you're able to answer this question. You can just drop the answer in the chat session. So Mr. Ridwan will be our judge on this.
Can we not answer verbally?
Yes, I say you should. Can you answer verbally?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Please, no one is dropping.
Thank you. So I think regression testing is a type of testing that is conducted when, let me say, the developer has given the go-ahead to do the testing, and then we find something, we find an issue or a bug, and then we send the document or the report back to the developers, and then when they try to correct it, they send it back to us to test again, just to check if that problem has been fixed. We're just going to focus on that particular area that they fixed or something. Then let me also try confirmation testing. Confirmation testing is a type of testing that is conducted after all the bugs have been fixed. The final testing that is done before the deployment of that software or something. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Please, what's your name? Can you drop your name and your phone number on the chat? Can you drop your name? Then the second question is difference between quality assurance and software testing. So you can just unmute. Okay, go ahead, Alima. Alima, you can go ahead before someone hijacks you.
Sorry, I didn't know. Difference between quality assurance and software testing. Quality assurance is testing. Quality assurance is testing already tested. I don't know how to put. Sorry. Quality assurance is testing a product that has already been built. I mean, while in the process of building that product, you test if a function, a bug, or anything. You test them to check if what is applied is working well. But as for software testing, it is to verify and validate the quality that I don't know how to put it. It is to verify and validate that the quality assurance that was carried out was okay.
All right, it's a good try. It's a good try. Someone else wants to try? Prince Noel, can you go ahead?
Okay. Quality assurance. Quality assurance to do with the entire process for the high quality of a software. Why software testing? Software testing actually has to to verify if the actual software works as expected, and quality assurance has to do with the high quality of the app.
All right. Thank you. Adiola.